Hello, I'm Tabiso Manamela from Bruce for Joy Media Production. Chilling with me today in the studio is Paul Truth. We are going to talk about his latest album called Champion. Hope you enjoy our session. Hey Paul, how are you?
I'm okay, my guy. How are you, man?
I'm good. Who is Paul Truth?
Paul Truth is just a guy from a village called Ramatlala Likure, you know what I mean? A guy who's very passionate about music, was very passionate about God, was very passionate about people as well, and art, fashion, and just art as a whole in between, man. Just a very passionate individual about art, man.
Alright, so tell us more about your album Champion.
Well, Champion is an album that I co-produced with Tabiso Manamela at Bruce for Joy Media, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful album. It's out now and on Audio Mac. You feel me? Yeah, that's what Champion is. It's my brand new album.
What was your inspiration to write this album?
Basically, the inspiration behind the album is just the trials and the tribulations, the trials and the triumphs of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, in life, as you try to navigate life, you go through betrayals.
Yeah.
You go through heartbreak. You feel me? You go through so many things, as I mentioned, that tribulations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, that's what Champion is. I'm trying to share my story. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
trying to share my story of how I was able to overcome those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I believe our stories are interconnected and they're interlinked. And my story can easily become somebody else's story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as we know that music is supposed to inspire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, that's the aim with this album, is to just be able to connect with people with my story, and hopefully it can bring healing, it can bring hope into their lives. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the album revolve around?
Well, the themes around this album is depression, man. Depression, mental health, betrayal, alcoholism, addictions. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. I mean, they are even politics. You know what I mean? There's a song there, Human, where I explore the political climate in our country. You know what I mean? There's also a track called Dark and Gloomy. You know what I mean? Where I speak about post-apartheid South Africa and how it's affecting young people and how it's affecting us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those different type of dynamics, it revolve around so many things. So it's kind of a lengthy album. It needs you to take time to really get into it and really listen to it, and then you'll be able to get to the meat of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't wanna get into too much details, but if you just stream it, you'll be able to get the message that I'm really trying to push, man.
Yeah. But what can people take away from the album?
People can take away that it is possible to overcome pain.
Yeah.
It is possible to overcome. It is possible to heal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they always say that scars are proof that you healed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So while trying to navigate heartbreak, while trying to navigate disappointments,
Yeah.
because as you know, the music industry is very hard, and there's so many disappointments that we come across. You know what I mean? Rejections as well. You know what I mean? You know, people promise you stuff and then they don't deliver. You know what I mean? People deliberately try to sabotage you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those kind of things can really try to damage you emotionally. They can try to discourage you and cause you to give up on your dreams, your God-given dreams and your gifting. So for me, writing this album, I'm trying to show people that, you know what, you can overcome.
Yeah.
You can overcome, and pain produces purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pain produces purpose. There's something, while you're going through that suffering, there's something that's happening on the inside of you, and it's something that's very beautiful. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why I say I'm a champion. You know what I mean? There's songs like Muhammad Ali in there where I speak about the kind of things, the kind of person Muhammad Ali was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I speak about guys like Spike Lee, guys like Maya Angelou. These are iconic figures that went through so much pain in their lives, but they came to a point where they triumphed, and we call them champions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to be a boxer or necessarily an athlete to become a champion.
Yeah.
But you can be an individual that has gone through so much pain. You know what I mean? That has gone. If you check Muhammad Ali's videos back in the day, they would knock him out, they would beat him up. He went through so many things, not just as a professional athlete, but personally, but he was able to come out of that space. That's why we call him the greatest, you know. That's why we call him the greatest, because he portrayed that character and that passion of a champion, and that's what I'm trying to portray, man.
What are your hopes and ambitions as an artist?
My hopes and ambitions as an artist is, it's really, I always say that it's, for me, it's an impact over popularity, because a lot of artists are focused on being famous and being popular.
Yeah.
But what's important is the core of your content, the core of your message as an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's about impacting people's lives. You know what I mean? As somebody who's a Christian and I have Christian values, you know what I mean? For me, it's about bringing purpose and being able to impact people's lives in such a powerful way, because music is one of the most powerful things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, there can be no wedding without music. There
Yeah.
can be no funeral without music. So if you're able to use your music positively and impart a positive narrative into your music, I feel like it could impact people in such a very powerful way, because I'm a living testimony of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I come from music, and there were times where I went through some deep depression, deep mental health issues, and there are albums that were able to help me navigate that space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, artists like Mos Def, artists like Kendrick Lamar, Lecrae, Lauryn Hill. You know what I mean? Artists like Mutlalapile, Murule. You know what I mean? Those kind of artists, their music was so profound and so insightful and so powerful that, you know, when I decided to do this music thing, I promised myself that I want to make such powerful music, impactful music. So that's really my hopes and ambitions as an artist, to be able to impact youth and impact people in such a strong and powerful way, in a way that will be unforgettable, and hopefully become one of the most legendary artists to ever come out of Africa.
There are artists that are listening. What advice can you give them?
You know, being an artist is not easy. You know what I mean? Being an artist is not easy, and especially when you want like quick stuff, it needs a lot of patience. If there's one thing that being an artist has taught me, is patience, because this industry, well, it made me develop a thicker skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the things that we go through with radios, TV, producers, people trying to, you know what I mean, social media. We all know that social media is a very toxic space, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've also been in a situation whereby somebody wrote some very negative stuff about me, and I trended, and it not only did it impact me, but it affected my family as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Closest people to me. So as an artist, I think also what's important, know what you want to portray into the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because know your niche. You know what I mean? Because through your niche, that's where you'll be able to attract a certain market. You know what I mean? Because you cannot just try to be like anybody. You know what I mean? It's good to get inspiration from other artists, but don't try to duplicate anybody and try to be like somebody else. Yes, I was inspired by Lecrae, Kendrick. Yes, I was inspired by Double HP, or you know what I mean, the Mutswako guys, you know, you name them, you know. The late AKA inspired me so much, but I'm not trying to be like him. I get inspiration from. So as an artist, know your identity. Who are you? Because this industry will constantly try to define you and question your identity as a person. You know what I mean? So be very firm in your foundation, but most important, you keep your faith in God, man. Put God first in everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you put God first in everything, and everything you do it revolves around God, then I think it will be very, very purposeful and very impactful. So put God first, know who you are, your identity, and be aware of the kind of industry you are getting into, because you will get negative publicity. People will write some negative stuff about you. So character is the most important thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a strong character is very important.
Where can people follow you?
Well, people can follow me on YouTube. I have a channel there. It's called Paul Truth. And then Twitter, Paul Truth as well there. Instagram there, it's Paul Truth 2, I think. Yes, Paul Truth 2. And then On Facebook, it's Paul the Truth. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's what it is.
Is there any other upcoming projects that we can be looking out for?
Well, for now, I have a previous project that I did before this one titled Unactualized Prophet. You make sure that you check it out. It's everywhere on all digital platforms. And then this one, Champion, it's actually on Audio Mac. The link is available on my pages, on my social media pages. Or alternatively, you can hit me up on WhatsApp. It's 081 8777 556. That's 081 8777 556. And my upcoming project, I'm now gonna be a published author, man. I've got a book coming up. It's called Suffer Well. Sounds like a paradox, but it's very intentional. And the subtitle is Birthing Purpose Through Pain. So by Molefe, Paul Truth Seema. So that's my upcoming project. And I've got a Champion documentary where I capture the essence of this album, where it came from, what it revolves around. I shot some of the footage in my village, with my producer, Tabiso Manamela, Bruce for Joy Media Studios. Just the people that I came up with, you know what I mean? Just trying to explore some of the dynamics that I came from so that people can get a better understanding of who I am as an